Okay, so in this video we're going to show you how to add a drilling operation, a scribing operation and a plasma operation all to the one part. So it's just bringing together the last three videos. So basically things to note when you're doing this is you always want to start out with your drilling operations. So let's say if you've got a full sheet of material on the machine, we want to do all of our drilling of it and all our scribing. And then at the end we want to plasma cut out the parts. We want to always add our drilling operations first. So you want to go to our milling tab. If you're on your fabrication tab, jump over to your milling tab. Add a drill operation. So we're going to select drill. We want to select our tool. In the previous video I explained how the tools work, but for this example we're just going to select this tool here. We're going to hit select, and then the next thing is we're going to select our geometry. So I want to drill this hole here and this hole here. I'm also going to change the height so that it drills through the material. I'm going to hit OK, and that drilling operation is complete. I'm going to rename this drill. So the operation is renamed drill. Next thing I want to do is I want to add a scribe operation. So to add a scribe operation, we're going to jump back to our fabrication tab. We're going to hit 2D profile operation. I'm going to change this to etch, and now we're going to select the bend lines, which is what we want to etch. So I'm going to hit bend line here, bend line here, bend line here, and bend line here. So we've got all our bend lines selected, and now we hit OK. It's going to prompt and look for a tool. This isn't critical, but I'm going to just keep it the same as our plasma tool for simplicity. So now you can see our etching operation is created. I'm going to rename this to etch. Okay, and finally what I want to do is I want to cut out this part on the outside and also this hole here. So once again add a 2D profile operation. We want to this time leave it to cutting mode true, and we're going to select our tool. We're going to jump onto our plasma, our tool library. We're going to jump in here to the material, thickness and torch consumable that we're using. Hit select, and basically now what we want to do is select our geometries. So what I want to do here is select this geometry here and also this geometry here. I'm going to look at it from the top. I want to make sure my arrows are on the outsides, which they are, and the insides on here, so that will work fine, and hit OK. And I'm going to change the name of this operation to plasma. So we've got three operations created, and basically if we want to output the whole lot of the operations in one file, you make sure your setup is selected, and then you hit the post-process button here and rename your file. So test file, and hit post. And you can see now it's successfully posted, and you can see on our file that we've got a drilling operation first. It goes through the drilling operation, we've got an etching operation, and then at the end we've got a plasma operation. So this file is the same file that you load up on the CNC machine and you can run. Just things to note here then on this is if, for example, if you had the drilling completed and you just wanted to output the etching and the plasma, you can do that in a very simple way. Instead of selecting your setup and exporting or creating a post process, what we can do instead is just select whatever operations you want to output. So if I want to select plasma, for example, and if I hit post process and go through the steps, basically it'll output just the plasma. So for example, if I hit post process, I'll just call this test 1, 2, 3, 4, hit post. Now the file that is output is just the plasma section of that previous file. I hope that makes sense. If you want to select multiple of these operations in one time, but not the top one, for example, we just hit plasma, hold the control key, and we can hit another one. So we can select as many as we like there. To deselect, just hold the control key and select whichever one you want to deselect. Just give you a look at a simulation of this. So if we have the setup selected, we can hit simulate, and I'm going to just leave the machine simulate what we've just programmed. So it's doing our two drilling operations, and then it picks up the etching head. It's going to do the 4 etch lines, and then at the very end it picks up the plasma head, and it's going to profile the part as we asked it to do.